Welcome back, everybody.
If you were so perfect, and the hub made you so perfect, how did it fail? How come they didn't outfit the whole agency?
I told you the tech was experimental. After a couple of ops, I started experiencing memory shifts, remembering bits and fragments of past operations. Slowly, I realized some of these operations couldn't logically have been orchestrated by the government, and I was asked to do highly questionable things, even by professional standards.
Aren't we all?
Not like this, Jensen. Our services have been sold to corrupt officials in the American and Chinese governments. A combination of lies and use of the neural aug made sure we complied. We were working for a shadow government, individuals corrupted by a quest for personal power.
So how'd you get out of it?
I confronted the project director. He quoted Apocalypse Now. You have to have men who are moral, and at the same time who are able to utilize their primordial instincts to kill without feeling. I forced him to disconnect the hub, for me and my squad mates here. And then I killed him. I went through his files and contacts. I know who these corrupt men are now. They've turned us into killing machines, and now they'll get to experience their experiment firsthand.
I don't see anything wrong with what he did. These guys are... As long as he's not killing civilians, if he's going after the people who effed with him...
Dr. Wing said our situations would resonate. I don't think he realized it might go both ways. Some men deserve the justice we bring on them. Do what you have to do, Zelazny. I won't get in your way.
I appreciate that, Jensen. I didn't want you to die for a cause that isn't yours. These men I killed, and these men I'm going to kill. They have names, families, they're people. Their deaths shouldn't be erased from my memory by some electronic software. They should haunt me, taunt me, until I finally meet our Lord and pay for my sins. But the men behind this, they deserve to die. And I think there's poetry in the fact that they engineered their own demise.
Honestly, I agree with what he said. It's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I'm trying to hunt down these same people, and especially if he's going after Bell Tower, the people who just like completely effed me over in multiple occasions. Screw it. It's a neat concept, though. You know, I've talked about it before. One of the greatest things a video game can do for anyone is to provoke thought. I think once you provoke thought in a video game, as a developer and designer, you've won. You did exactly what you want to do. If you can provoke thinking, you know, and it allows video games to elevate beyond just mindless blowing stuff up and killing stuff. And it's so cool, I ripped out this guy's spine.
Hey, Jensen. Zelazny here.
Zelazny? How'd you get this frequency?
You're no stranger to top-secret augmentations, Jensen. You figure it out. In the meantime, just want to let you know I've contacted some of my old pals at Bell Tower. Got them to reassign a couple of local patrols. You should have a few less problems to deal with for a while.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
I think video games get this reputation, though, that it's nothing except, you know, going out with rocket launchers and blowing stuff up. Haha, it's so awesome. I ripped this guy's spine out and he bled all over. And but, you know, and in some games, whatever, that's fine. That's what some people like. That's what some people are into. But I think when you can provoke thought, and what's great about this game is that it doesn't have to provoke thought. You know, I'm sure you could play through this without really thinking about anything. But when it does, and I mean, it really did make me think about the potential of this as a reality. I mean, this isn't super science fiction out of the realm of possibility. To be using machines and augmentations to enhance ourselves.
So, you have found Zelazny? I cannot stress enough the importance of this task, Mr. Jensen.
I found him.
Really, Mr. Jensen? You have been able to make him understand reason? Will he turn himself in?
It's a long story, Doc. I tracked Zelazny and his men. They were hiding in the sewers. And after talking to him, I decided to let him go.
What? But he is a dangerous man, Mr. Jensen. You should not have done this.
The men Zelazny's after are far more dangerous than he is. His methods are extreme, but I think his cause is justified. To be honest, Doc, I believe what he wants isn't that different from you. An honorable government free of corruption. They could use a man like you.
I had not foreseen such a thing. I don't know, Mr. Jensen. You seem to believe that the end justifies the means, but I don't know. I'll have to think about this. Here is a praxis kit. It's all I have.
Was a great line from House, actually. The ends justifying the means. Someone had made that, and I'm almost positive it was from House. I actually got an awesome book. It was called Philosophy on or the Philosophy of House or something. It was a whole book that looked into the actual philosophy behind the show and the philosophers, and you know, what they believed and how their message relates and everything like that to modern TV shows. But what's interesting was the quote that he made was that if the ends don't justify the means, then what does? You know, and you could say ethics or anything like that, but I really thought that was an awesome quote. If the ends don't justify the means, then what does?
The World Health Organization today issued an unprecedented recall on augmentation.
It's just, it's something to think about. They had a great show with House. I didn't like the later seasons so much, but the earlier seasons I was obsessed with. Forget what I was sick. That's what happened to me. I got like really, really badly sick. Like week in a hospital sick. Mono, strep throat, and tonsillitis all at the same time. And yeah, I spent a week in a hospital, miserable. But I couldn't do much, and I mean, I literally had no energy. And so I watched a lot of TV, and that's kind of where I found House. And maybe it was because I was sick that I got really into it, or I don't know. But oh, it was awesome. I just watched episode after episode after episode. My parents were awesome enough to go out and buy me. You know, I think it was like 2 seasons were out at that point or something. I don't remember entirely anymore. Maybe it was 3, something like that. But they went out and bought me all the seasons. And I just sat there episode after episode after episode. I kind of get a little obsessive with TV shows. Kind of like I do in games. Very obsessive personality. Sorry, obsessive isn't the right word because that's a negative. I have a very focused personality. See, I can switch anything to make it sound positive. But when I get into something, you know, I'll just spend forever with it. So I tend to do that a lot with TV shows. I think some of the Dexter was... Oh, I love Dexter so much. We used to have Dexter parties then where a couple friends would come over and we'd just sit there watching Dexter.
You must get that chip back, Mr. Jensen.
What kind of information are we talking about here? What could people be so eager to sell?
I am not at liberty to say.
You've been working for Darrow a long time. How do you like it?
Working for a powerful man ensures I am trusted with crucial tasks and involved in world-shaping events. It's quite exhilarating. You, of all people, should understand this.
Yes.
Any idea who these sellers are?
Nothing substantial. We have a hunch they might be linked to Taeyong Medical, but the data chip will allow us to know for sure.
How's that?
All of our data chips are encoded with unique IDs and binary signature recognition. This means we'll be able to know exactly where it came from and where it went.
I got the chip. The sellers are out cold.
Excellent work. Seems Mr. Darrow was right to trust you. We will send people to take care of the terrorists. Could I see the chip?
How about you tell me what's on it first?
Blackmail, Mr. Jensen? Don't waste your time. I won't tell you anything. Besides, there are stones better left unturned. Might as well just give me the chip and leave it at that.
Look, you're a powerful young woman. You're in a position that warrants your access to classified information. I understand that not everybody should get their hands on this, but I'm like you. I work for a powerful man, and I get entrusted with secret information on a daily basis. Plus, I'm the one who busted his ass getting this chip for you.
I guess your point is not entirely without merit. But understand, this information is extremely confidential. It concerns Panchaea, and more specifically, the Hyron project.
Hyron project. Never heard of it.
I'm not surprised. It is a well-guarded secret. But without it, Panchaea could not exist. Such an ambitious project. An installation extending all the way to the ocean floor. The pressure exerted against it is constantly shifting. Yet the slightest defect in structural integrity could bring it all down. That's why we needed something powerful and extremely efficient to monitor it, day and night.
You're saying the Hyron project is some kind of advanced computer?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
Thank you for your honesty. The information is safe with me, don't worry. Here's your data chip.
Ah, perfect. You don't know what this means, Mr. Jensen. Your help has been invaluable. Thank you. Even though this was a favor for Mr. Darrow, he believes you should be duly rewarded. Here is a payment in credits. I'm sure Mr. Darrow will wish to congratulate you himself. Expect to hear from him soon.
How about a little payment from you, baby? Chick bow? No?
It seems David has a flair for choosing his people, Mr. Jensen. You have done me a great service today.
Glad I could help. Couldn't let information about something as sensitive as the Hyron project get in the hands of the wrong people.
No. No, we couldn't. So, Meng Yao told you about the project, I see.
A little.
I'm afraid words can't do it justice. To fully comprehend the ramifications of what's been created in Panchaea, you'd have to see it for yourself. And who knows? Perhaps one day you will.
Yeah, I bet you I will. Really? It's very surprising.
Access granted.
Looks like we're going on. Man, still so confused about everything, but I absolutely refuse to get that chip fixed until I know for sure exactly what they're going to do to me. I just don't trust anyone. Freaking paranoia. Interesting. This almost looks like the harvester lair. Almost, not totally, but... Alright. As always, folks, thanks for watching. Tune in to the next.
Access granted.
Thanks for watching, folks.